If you have been feeling extra emotional lately, feeling a bit dreamy and like you don't really know up from down, reality from illusion, you're receiving information that you didn't anticipate, or things feel like they're ending and you don't really know the new beginning, we can definitely blame the moon because we are heading towards a super full moon eclipse in Pisces. There is so much going on with this moon that it is one of the longest synopsises I wrote in our moon membership. So if you want to be guided through the nuances of this energy and be helped in exactly how to work with it so it works for you rather than you being worked by it, head to the moon membership at thelightpathcollective.com. Now, if you're not quite ready to really step into your feminine essence and go crazy, aligning or manifesting with the moon, I get that. So I do actually have all the resources from the moon membership being sold separately. It's a lot more expensive if you want to do it that way, but totally go for it at theritualemporium.com on moon resources. Let's get into this moon. It is such a gift, but it could feel like a bumpy ride for a lot of people out there. So this full moon is in Pisces. Pisces is very dreamy, psychic energy. It loves to be creative and flowy, but it is very emotional. It's a water sign. It is a super full moon. So the energy of this moon is times 100. It is an eclipse. So eclipses times that by 1,000. Basically, it's going to be very intense, which is why working with it is going to be far better than being worked by it. So full moons are a time of release. Eclipses are a time of pivotal turning points, culmination points, transition points, transformation points. It's about fate and destiny. It's like a couple of times of the year, the universe comes down and goes, oi, you are actually avoiding what is for you. We're going to propel you onto that track by giving us information or by actually cutting things out of our lives that are no longer serving us. So we're better off actually being honest with that ourselves. So the big players in this one is Neptune. Neptune, also very dreamy energy. So we're going to be spending a lot of time perhaps looking at how we are in disillusionment with ourselves. A great time for shadow work, a great time for healing. That is what you need. Reach out, book in a session to do that work, because if you do it at this time, it's that times 1,000. Bang for your buck, basically. But this full moon, we've also got Pluto and Uranus really playing out things as well. So what we're really looking at is releasing what may be hiding beneath the surface. The attachments to the stories that we've been telling ourselves and hence playing out, the thoughts that we have about our ability perhaps to create the new. We can choose to release these things by adjusting our behavior with the help of Pluto, or by radically cutting ourselves off from the path and being brave enough to stand in a completely new one and start a new course using Uranus's energy. But the universe may also provide us with fated events, so the choice is completely out of our hands because it is eclipse season. However, regardless of what we choose or what happens, the responsibility of how we integrate that and work with it and adapt and respond to it rather than react, that responsibility is always going to be ours. Eclipses can be very difficult, but we'll always look back on them and see how worth it they were. This will set the tone potentially for the next 12 to 18 months of our lives. So it is a very good one to spend some time being very honest with yourself about what is not working and getting rid of it so that we can be on new paths. A lot of potential for psychic downloads and intuition will be very heightened. Trust it, even if it doesn't make sense. Great time for timeline jumping as well. We often think of full moons endings as culmination points, and they are, but remember, endings only serve new beginnings. So if we're brave enough, we can really propel ourselves forward into that. Now, we have a new moon coming up in a couple of weeks. It's going to be more intense because it's a complete solar eclipse. The eclipse energy will be even more on fire then. So no, this next month is going to be quite intense. We could be quite confused. We could be quite disillusioned. We could be quite surprised by what is coming up. Keep centered within yourself. Keep in a state of bliss. Do all that you can to feel amazing and good vibrating at a very potent frequency. So no matter what happens around you, you can actually approach it from your most highest intuitive self and work with it rather than it working you. But like I said, the complexities of this moon are huge. Head to thelightpathcollective.com for the moon membership or to theritualemporium.com for the individual resources. Happy full moon, lunar eclipse, super moon. Did I mention it was a super moon? Oh my gosh. Full moon energy times 100 supermoon times 1,000 eclipse. Happy all of that.